Welcome to the Scrapyard. I'm your host, BC.
That's right. Always Rob was it the Savage?
Fucking Rob.
Dreamer Girl.
Flaming Bees.
JJ Prime.
And tonight's episode is going to be short, sweet, and simple. Our favorite video games.
Nice.
This is basically meant to bounce off of the fact that we did our favorite movies last one before we did the top 5. So that's that. However, there is a change to the scrap battle because I did my own research on the side to make sure I wasn't going into that completely blind and completely one-sided. And yeah, Spider-Man was going to win that all day. Like all day. So Spider-Man has been removed from the roster and he's been replaced with Daredevil.
Ooh, yes.
So tonight's scrap battle is Daredevil versus Nightwing. This is actually going to be fun, not just from the debate standpoint, but also from the story standpoint, since I know you guys tend to love it when I do that. So with that said, getting a quick look at everything. What's up, Scrapyard? What's up, Daniel? Ink, hello. Hey!
Hello, Ink.
Hello.
Ink.
Hello there.
Ink.
Who the fuck, Duncan?
Do you want me to count that?
Nah, not this time.
Okay.
But I'm watching them. Anyways, so let's go ahead and do figure appreciation of the week. And as per usual, get your ass up here. So mad, like, why is it always me?
Anyway, so figure appreciation. Since it's a figure that I'm gonna review next on the channel, I gotta put this up for figure appreciation because I absolutely love this guy. He's one of the best triple changers I've ever messed with.
Sandstorm.
Sandstorm. Yeah.
I knew it.
He's a beautiful boy. He's a beautiful boy. Like none of his moves were like compromised at all, and
Which is very surprising.
yeah.
Hello, bees. Hello, son of a Saiyan shepherd. How are you?
Do I fight Ed Boy?
All right, what's your figure appreciation?
My figure appreciation is Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Prowl,
Prowl.
which I have both variants. I had this variant as a kid, and I was honestly a little. Let's just say I was very much Aladar-like in the patience department back then, so I ended up breaking that figure as a result. So now as an adult, I'm like, okay, I know how to treat my toys better, so got it again. Really cool, nice figure.
All right, Dreamer. Show us the book for the week.
Y'all are gonna be shocked. It's not a murder mystery true crime one. It's actually a romance.
Yes.
Hey, blink twice if you need help.
I was in a mood. It was cold and snowing, and I wanted something warm and fuzzy. Like, sorry.
No, she did not blink even once.
Roboco.
Okay, my figure appreciation of the week. Dan's Hobby Tidal Wave. He does what I need him to do, and unlike the Titan class version, I can go from combined ship mode to robot mode.
Still waiting on DNA to address that. Monkey.
No. Anyway. Anyway. Rock. I didn't have anything to do. This is a quick thing to grab.
Hello, everybody. been a while since I've actually done a figure appreciation. Wow. We took literally like an entire month off, so I'm still getting used to this.
still
But
waking
my
up.
figure appreciation of the week, a figure that was sorely needed for my shelf. And it's safe to say I am so ridiculously happy that I finally have the character, because having him up on that shelf makes me ridiculously happy. It's Legacy United Ramjet.
Very nice.
This makes me very happy. It makes me so happy. Yeah, that's basically all I got for that. So, all right, let's get into this. Our favorite video games, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of break this up into video games that we grew up with, but also ones that have captured our hearts in the modern age. Video appreciation, Studio Series Bumblebee movie Ratchet. Love how the transformation is just him flipping inside out, but it's very clever. Wish the joints weren't loose. Yeah, I heard that figure's kind of eh.
I mean, it's all right.
With that said, so yeah, the video games, how we're going to do this is, like I said, one we grew up with, but also one that's of the more modern age that we constantly find ourselves coming back to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get those, man, because Cosmos is really good, and that Tarn is sublime.
Oh yeah, Tarn is really good.
So with that said, let's get into the topic. And we're going to start with people who don't already normally play video games, and with that, we're going to start with bees.
Okay. Well, just to give a little bit of a heads up, I grew up. I mean, I did play video games when I was a kid, but not like anywhere near as much or as often as everyone else here, because my mother was rather anti-video games, and she was married to a guy who managed to convince her or to reluctantly let me and my brother share a Game Boy Advance, and my sisters their own Game Boy Advance to share as well. So, okay, so the video game that I've played that just from my childhood that I absolutely love, Pokemon Crystal. It was, I mean, I had played other Pokemon games before that. I played Red and Blue and a little bit of Yellow before, but I only count this as my first game because I was playing other people's copies of those games as opposed to Pokemon Crystal, which was mine to own. I have so many fond memories with that game, and I chose Totodile as my starter because I have a thing for water-type Pokemon. I feel like if your first gym is a rock type, ground type, or whatever, you have an advantage. And it'd be one of the first Pokemon you'd use to teach Surf if you need to surf or whatever. And my Totodile, I decided to nickname Godzilla. I mean, you gotta admit, for alligator, especially like with the fins on him, it's very evocative of Godzilla. At least I think so. And then. And it's basically the same. Basically, the remakes of Silver and Gold, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, pretty much Pokemon Crystal. They have a lot of the same features and some added, stuff to reflect, the modern generation of Pokemon games. So, I really wish I didn't have to sell that game off, but I needed money badly, and I miss Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And my Pokemon Crystal game, because of its ability to keep track of time and like whether it's daytime, nighttime, or whatever. It has a little battery inside it that keeps track of that, and when that battery dies, you can't play the game anymore. And if you're even I've heard that it's possible to change the battery, but when you do so, clean slate, everything all the progress you'd made gone. Which, I didn't even know. I think I still would have kept it if I had known it was possible to change out the battery, but I ended up throwing it away. Stupid ass bees. Now, for modern video games, I mean, I've been playing just about every Pokemon game that's come out recently. So just so I'm not like redundant, like, hey, my favorite game from back then is Pokemon this, and modern day Pokemon video game, Pokemon this, or whatever. I'm gonna go with something different. Epic Mickey.
Not a lot of people talk about that one, so that's actually a really good pick.
All right, hang on real quick. I need to make sure my food's not burning. All right. Anyway. Yeah, Epic Mickey. I played a little bit of that game when I was in my junior year of college. My roommate, my gosh, I think you guys would absolutely love him because, like, just in the video game aspect, like, he had just about every video game console. Even, like, he had the most up-to-date consoles as well as a Dreamcast.
So me then.
Oh, you have a Dreamcast too? Cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, he, when I basically told him all the video games that I've ever played, and I only had a Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS, he introduced me to like some other video games from different platforms. He introduced me to Epic Mickey. I played it like, ooh, this is fun. So, last year when they announced they were going to release a remake or whatever of the game, I was like, ooh, yes. So I got the game, and I've definitely gotten much, much further on that than I did when I initially played the original version of the game. And it's a beautiful game. It is beautiful. It is fun. There's times where it's a little frustrating, but you eventually figure it out. And yeah, and when I visited Dreamer for Christmas, she couldn't stop playing my copies. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm getting you your own copy. I want to be able to enjoy this. Don't play it for me. What's the matter with you? So I literally bought her own copy. I was like, here you go. Obscenely early Mother's Day gift.
Yes.
I'm talking about I'm actually talking about
Both.
both. Yeah.
I'm talking about both. Yeah. That's why I said yes.
Both. Yeah, I'm talking about both. But
anyways,
Beast playing is the modern one. That's all I was going to say.
Okay. Next up, you know what? Let's go with JJ because, like, basically the ones that are going to dominate this entire topic are Dreamer and the three up top. Like, we are all the ones that are going to absolutely dominate this entire topic. So I'm letting them go first, and then we're going to take the floor. So, JJ?
So my favorite video games to play. One
that you played growing up, and a modern one that you consistently keep coming back to.
I guess it's probably the entire Sly Cooper game franchise.
Respectable.
I remember the time when growing up, I didn't even want to try playing Sly Cooper 2 because I thought I wouldn't even know how to play the game. But then as my brother taught me how to play the game, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is so fun to do, fun to play. And I'm like, wow, growing up, I've been playing that game so many times, like 100 times, and I never feel bored. I literally never feel bored playing that game at all. And
those games get tough, too.
In the modern era, after I got my new MacBook that I'm using right now, after I got my new MacBook, I had to try something. I had to try to get RPCS 3. Then I had to download Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, the fourth and final one. And I still love that game. I still love Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I would literally play that 100 times over because I'm so glad I'm able to play that game so smooth and fast on my new MacBook because everything works smoothly with this new MacBook, and I'm so happy. I'm so glad I have a PS3 controller, a proper PS3 controller, so I can do the whole whole 360 thing on all that, the 6-axis thing, whatever these controllers have. And yeah, I love Sly Cooper so much. I mean, it's a game franchise I'll never get bored at. And yeah, and it's funny how I played Sly Cooper 2 before I even played the first one. So I only played the first one on my brother's old laptop, and then yeah, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get all the Sly Cooper games on my laptop if I can. And I did. I now I have all 4 Sly Cooper games on my MacBook. So yeah, which is fantastic. Absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Now that's only one favorite. That's only one favorite. Um, another favorite of mine, another favorite game franchise of mine. I gotta say, I gotta give props to the Ratchet and Clank game franchise
Cultured.
because
Respectable.
the first 3 Ratchet and Clank games, I would play them all over again because man, I absolutely love playing Ratchet and Clank. It's so freaking good. I mean, I love it. Yes, Daniel. Yes, I know you saw me play the original Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus from PS2 on my channel. I don't know when I'm gonna continue making them. I don't know. Because those 2 videos I made had only 30 views each. So, well, actually, no. I made 3 videos. I made 3 videos. Don't know if I'm gonna continue the gameplay, but oh well. Maybe I will. But I have to see my timing, you know. But Ratchet and Clank, oh my gosh, Ratchet and Clank. The moment I started playing Ratchet and Clank, growing up, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it because it's just so fun to play. There's a lot of missions to do, and you can go back to the planets to collect some other things like the platinum bolts or the titanium bolts and everything, which is quite fun to do. And you can use the map very easily, and it tells you which area you have already visited, and then when you collect something like a mathematic, then you can actually see the secret areas of the of each world. And in green, the secret areas are colored in green so that you know that they are the secret areas. And yeah, which is quite awesome. And um yeah, a lot of it, a lot of favorite games in my life. And one other favorite of mine is I gotta give props to the old to the old to the old Transformers 2007 game, because that game, I absolutely love that game with all my heart. I would play it like multiple times over because it's just a fun game to play, and you get to play a lot of missions, replay a lot of missions, and kill some Decepticons or kill some Autobots when you're playing as a Decepticon, and which is pretty cool. I love it, absolutely love it. It's such a fun game to play. And of course, the other than the Transformers 2007 game, I gotta give props to War Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and Rise of the Dark Spark. Don't come at me. I know a lot of people don't like Rise of the Dark Spark, but me personally, I enjoyed Rise of the Dark Spark. I enjoyed playing both the movie side and the Cybertron side. So
You are lucky I can't harm you.
Look.
Savage Lord
Did I hear
Corner.
that correctly? Hold on, I caught embarrass yourself.
Look. When I played Rise of the Dark Spark for the first
You say
time,
Rise.
I thought,
You say Rise of the Dark Spark. I say Rise of the Dark Spark.
look, I had fun with the game. Okay, I had fun with the game plot and everything, and
So
it's
you're a
nice to play-
masochist. Got it.
Yeah, and nice to play both the Cybertron side and movie side, and I was happy to play as Movie Grimlock because man, that boy is huge. He is huge. He is freaking huge. He's gigantic, and I love Movie Grimlock to death. So I was happy that I was able to play as the character because Grimlock is my boy. He's my boy. He's my favorite Dinobot.
Chill. I remember. It's all good.
uh,
Remember, guys, he won't do it, but I can.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of games that I really loved to play back in the day, and I still do love to play them. I still do love to play them, and yeah, very, very, very awesome. Nice to play games that really take your mind off things and everything and all that stuff. So yeah.
Okay. So with that said, who next? Who next? Eeny, meeny, miny, dreamer.
How nice. I'd say video games. I mean, I don't play them as much as I used to, but I would say video games from my childhood would be probably playing Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64 and beating my brother every time.
The majesty of that.
Also playing, Mario Kart 64 again with my brother and beating him almost every time.
Wow.
And I'm not very nice to play video games with. Because I talk a lot of trash while I'm playing them.
Wow.
Even as a child.
Wow.
That's probably where Little Dreamer gets his attitude issues from. Let's see what else. I would play on the Game Boy. I'd play like Kirby games. I played
Kirby. Oh,
I played Pokemon, like Bees, but probably not as much as Bees did. I played Mario 64 a lot as a child, and then I also played The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Legend of Zelda.
And then, of course, Majora's Mask. Because, I mean, what self-respecting 90s child didn't play that? If you were able to.
Okay.
And then we would play Crazy Taxi on the Dreamcast.
I really don't like how Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark doesn't make sense. It's a hell of a long time. There ain't a Michael Bay.
And then as, I got older, I would play more role-playing games. Like I played Xenosaga, which is not a very well-known game. I played Wind Waker because I'm a Zelda fan. I always play Super Smash Brothers because that's an oldie but a goodie, and it keeps getting better. And then as an adult, I would say I've played, and Rob will appreciate this, the Persona franchise is just the most fantastic thing I've ever played. Thank you, Rob, for my game. And of course, Epic Mickey Rebrushed from Bees has been fun. I mean, I've played a lot of video games. Now I realize I have a problem. I'm just gonna
My brother and I never had the original Game Boy. Our first handheld system was the Game Boy Pocket.
Oh, that's so sad.
Version.
I was at my parents' house cleaning out my room, and I found my original not color Game Boy, and it still worked. And that shocked me a little bit, but then I realized it was a brick and pretty much indestructible. And then I found my Game Boy Color. But if you guys want to go, because I'm sure y'all have way more games than I have, and way more entertaining games than I did.
Rabuko!
Oh boy, where to start?
I had that problem too.
I'm gonna have to go old school here. When my first video game system was the Nintendo 64, and I remember the first two games I got were Mario Kart 64 and the original Smash Brothers. That basically, those were the games where I just had the most fun. And then I found the Pokemon games, which to this day I'll still play because, let's face it, I have no life. Then comes the Legend of Zelda series, which I started probably at my favorite one, Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
And then basically, when I got my first PS2, that's when I started to get games where I can make mayhem, aka the God of War series. Then there was also the Prince of Persia series, the original trilogy. And then basically, now when it comes down to modern games, one game I always come back to, and I can thank JJ for reminding me of this, Fall of Cybertron. And I am probably going to annoy some people, especially the two people next to me.
Is he referring to me on that one, or
Both of you.
both? Oh,
Well, probably more BC than Savage. I could still replay Fall of Cybertron on my PS5.
Do I need to count that?
No.
Well, I mean, he's gonna get thrown anyways.
I mean, I can still also play it on my 360, so I'm not offended.
I wish I had a chance to replay War for Cybertron because that game felt so fun.
Oh,
Then-
you mean this one?
Yeah, that one.
So we're
Sorry,
thinking seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a while. Don't you worry about it.
And then I know Josh will appreciate this one game because it's entertaining as all hell. The Astro series.
I'm putting a challenge on myself to not mention Astrobot, not even once.
You just did.
Well, we won't count that one. Starting now.
Savage, you're up.
All right, so Astrobot. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. To go Italian, I don't care. I'm just joking. Anyway.
He didn't look like he was going to hit you, so I'm going to pretend I didn't hear anything.
All right.
Oh no,
good.
my fist came up ready.
Well, now it did.
Anywho. My childhood gaming history. Oh boy, how shall we start this? I won't lie, Savage's gaming history was kind of short because the only main console at the time was PlayStation 2. I mean, we had a PlayStation 1 and we had some things there, but I don't completely, recall them. So it's like, okay, I'm sure we played Spyro. I'm sure we played Crash Bandicoot maybe a little bit, but like, They're not vivid memories. One of the major vivid memories I have was playing the PlayStation 2. And on the PlayStation 2 for me was like, I played Ratchet and Clank. I've played Sly Cooper. I've played Jak and Daxter. I didn't beat all of them, but I'm just saying I played them. Played Kingdom Hearts. But the one game that has always drawn me back in PlayStation 2 history is the one that my family always seems to make fun of me for, and I don't know why. The Battlefront series, the original 2.
Ooh.
Not the current EAs, but the original 2. It's kind of funny. And this is something I kept in memory of like from then to now. I did not know how slow the PS2 loading screens were for it, because when I bought the games on my Xbox 360, or either the 360 or the one. No, it's on the one. On the one, do you guys have any idea how almost instantaneously the loading screen would go? I would be sitting there for about like a minute at least on the PS2, just and then just keeps doing that for like 3 more times. On the original thing, it was like and you're already in the game through one thing. It's like, oh shit, okay, fuck. Like caught me off guard. I was like, I didn't know it was supposed to be this quick. Man, my PS2 was slow. And
all of them were.
Yeah. And I did never really experience the Xbox till the 360 came out, and Halo 3 was a huge hit, and that's what pulled me in there. Love the GameCube. GameCube always will be an OG. My first time only Legend of Zelda game was Wind Waker. I've only ever played that one because we never had a Nintendo 64. My family didn't see the interest in it, and I did not know it existed until years later. I knew a friend of mine had it, but didn't really recall about it. And this is why I have a collection of video game consoles now, so that way I can actually recall this kind of thing. But yeah, I also play lots of games for Bees' example, Pokemon Heart Gold, and been gaming for a long, long time. I was there in those pre-Call of Duty lobbies where you hear everyone just saying all sorts of heinous shit. I was there.
I remember them days.
I remember them days. But as a today modern gaming thing I've been playing, the one that always draws me back, can we just say spread Superman's Democracy?
Helldivers.
Helldivers 2.
I still have my copy. I just have got to pop it back in.
Yeah, I know you haven't.
Listen, man, when I got the opportunity to go home, I refused to pick that gun back up, okay? Leave me alone.
You know what people do to your kind? Pull them behind the shed, say, hello, old Yeller.
Well, guess
So
what?
Savage, how do
This
you feel
old
about it?
Yeller decided he was going to bark another day. Fuck you.
Anyway, what's up?
How do you feel about the Helldivers movie they're working on?
That's going to be interesting. I really am actually going to be interested about that. I heard about that a few days ago, Helldivers game movie, let's go! And then the memes that followed after was kind of funny because apparently before that announcement, what was it, Amazon's secret level actually did an episode on Helldivers 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the joke was that because Sony watched that episode, they went, "What the fuck? Fine, we'll pull Thanos and do it ourselves." That's what I heard. That's a joke I've been hearing, but I don't know. But yeah, no, that's that and Astrobot so far. And funny enough, I actually did not know Astrobot was an actual series before then. I knew that, it had there was Astrobot's Playroom and all that, but
That was
I did not know there was an actual series before that.
well, it's Astro's Playroom and then Astrobot. That's all there is right now.
Actually, no. There's actually Astrobot's Secret Mission, and it's on the PS4 VR.
Yeah.
That's why I said I did not know.
Astro started off as a tech demo.
Yeah.
And he evolved into a PlayStation mascot.
So yeah, no, that's why I was like surprised. I was like, I did not know this had existed because they didn't advertise it as much. But like you said, it's a tech demo. Why would they advertise that?
So with that said, I guess it's BC's turn. So growing up, I played a lot of.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way right away to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Everybody.
Please come back quick.
BBS. It literally just pinged on my end. It's like,
Yeah, I saw it pop up. I was like, how do I tell PC to stop? How do I tell PC to stop for a second?
Anyway, so games that BC grew up playing. I played a lot of beat 'em ups growing up. But I also played a lot of, like, I don't know what you would, I guess you would call it side scrollers. I basically grew up playing mainly like a bunch of those because my very first gaming system was the Super Nintendo.
I had one of those too.
If it was like Super Metroid or Super Mario World, then yeah, it's a side scroller.
So my very first video game, and to this day, I will always be a fan of this franchise, regardless of how unfortunately forgettable he's become. And I really hope Secret Level has managed to do my boy justice. My very first video game was Mega Man X. So everybody that's swearing up and down, oh my god, all the Soulsborne games are so tough. Get past the spider in the original Mega Man X, I dare you. And do it without raging once. I want to see you in them trenches, boy. Because y'all were there when I was. Good God, that game enraged me. I could never get past that spider. And like the few times I did, it never lasted. And I would always end up right back at him.
On my video. On my end. Damn it.
The rage I feel. The rage I feel. But yeah, so Mega Man X was a game I definitely grew up playing, but another one that is I can kind of understand why this one kind of became forgettable over time. It was the original Super Nintendo video game for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It was just this fun little side scroller. I think the only other person here who's actually remembers that game is Bees.
I actually do. I played a little bit of it before.
I played it on the Genesis. Of course I do too.
For OG God. Oh, I would have given it to take those Blades of Chaos and shoved them up that spider's ass, I swear. Anyways, yeah, so that Power Ranger game I vividly remember. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden. Again, I mainly grew up playing beat 'em ups. That beat 'em up love over time evolved into my love for hack and slash. So naturally, on a bunch of the other games I grew up playing were things like Devil May Cry. There was another one in there that I'm clearly forgetting. I also grew up playing the Sly Cooper franchise. I was very late to the party on Ratchet and Clank, though. I was a couple years ago late to the party.
Wow.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank just never quite hit the same way that Sly Cooper did. But we would not have Sly Cooper or Ratchet and Clank. Basically, the way I see it, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro walked so those two could run. I agree with you, BBs. We need a new Sly Cooper. We need it now.
Yes.
We definitely need a new Sly Cooper.
We need a fifth Sly Cooper.
Especially after how Thieves in Time ended.
Yeah, it was.
Y'all need to give us a fifth one. I don't want to hear nothing about budgetary restriction. Give me Sly 5.
Plus, they were supposed to gonna make a movie about it. And that got
That
canceled.
unfortunately got canned entirely because of how bad Ratchet and Clank did. Yeah, trust me, I was pissed about it too.
And all we got was a Sly Cooper cameo in Ratchet and Clank. That's it.
Which was unfortunate. But yeah, so with that said, a lot of games that I find myself coming back to, there's actually quite a few on my end. So first things first, my favorite modern age video game, like my favorite saga above all. You cannot tell me anything about this. Like, obviously, I will accept your criticisms of it because, let's face it, I have criticisms of it as well. But if you genuinely try to tell me the game is absolute dog shit, absolute dookie, I'm going to look you dead in the eye and then I'm going to slap you in the face because you cannot tell me that Darksiders is not an amazing saga. Darksiders did something to me. The first time I played Darksiders 1, something in me just changed the way I look at video games as a whole because I completely missed all of the marketing for this game. I had no idea it even existed for the longest time. The story, like I know a lot of people ask me how I got into the Darksiders franchise. My love for Darksiders actually started from a library run. I was hanging out with my aunt and uncle one weekend, and when we were out, we stopped off at the library because my uncle would always get the games from the library so he could try them out. If he didn't like them, he wouldn't. Like the very next day, he'd give them back. Well, I always took advantage of this to try out a bunch of other games that I, under normal circumstances, never would have even thought about playing. So one of the games that I chose to give a chance was Darksiders. I had gotten that, and I think this other game that involved flying around in a plane, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. Like, it was a post-apocalyptic type of game. I can't remember what it was called. If you showed me the case for it, I'd be able to tell you, yeah, it was that one. But I'm telling y'all right now, that game was garbage. I did not like it whatsoever. So I shut it off. And I had like 3 or 4 other games that I had grabbed, but I immediately put Darksiders in next. For those who remember Darksiders 1, that opera music you hear right at the starting menu, that loud apocalyptic end of days type of vibe that the music had, I'm sitting there like, okay. And I started playing it, and I just could not stop. To a point where I was playing that game. I love that game so much that even though my uncle tried desperately to talk me out of buying the game for myself, I did so anyways because I love that game that much. Like, that was a game where I knew for a fact I was going to continuously keep coming back to it. You were saying, Savage?
I was going to make a joke of basically just BC looking at Darksiders before popping it into the console. Huh. Wonder what you're like. First thing he hears, opera music. I'm listening.
You have my attention.
Also, didn't they technically do Strife as that top-down game?
They did. It's called Darksiders Genesis. I don't quite know where it fits in the timeline. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know. I've tried to put the pieces together, and the more I try, the more frustrated I get.
Before the first game.
So it's a prequel. Got it.
So with that said, the Darksiders franchise is one I definitely find myself coming back to constantly. I was really harsh on Darksiders 3 for the longest time. I did get a chance to go back and replay that recently. It's nowhere near as bad as I made it sound at first. I still feel it's pretty weak, but it's nowhere near as bad as I made it sound originally. Nowhere near. That said, another franchise I found myself coming back to constantly, especially now. If only I could utilize the Viking chant when I mentioned that I'm constantly coming back to God of War. It does not matter which saga it is. I'm always coming back to God of War. Boy. So yeah, God of War is a game I'm almost always coming back to. Darksiders is a game I'm constantly coming back to. I have caused literal PTSD with the amount of times I went back to Soul Calibur.
You killed him.
Yeah, that's because he doesn't want to remember the pain and suffering I put him through every time he plays. Look at this man. Look at this man. This is what Soul Calibur has done to him.
Hey, why are you so mean?
That said, yeah, nah. Yeah, God of War is definitely a series I consistently come back to. Soul Cal is a fighting game franchise I constantly come back to. I could have sworn there was another. Oh, the Spider-Man games, like the newer
Yes.
ones. Those have my attention by the balls.
Oh yeah.
They're literal chef's kiss. They're amazing.
They are chef's kiss.
I never defeated the new Spider-Man game, but I did experiment with it. I did experience it for my brother because he has the game, and yeah, great game.
That
Look,
game
I don't have
ripped
PS4.
my
I
heart out.
now have
Okay,
to decide how to deal with you.
Look, I don't
Here.
have a PS4 or PS5.
Let me help with that.
That's the main reason. If I had to play the Spider-Man game, I would have to sleep in my brother's place for like 100 days or whatever.
What's your brother's phone number? I'm gonna have to give him a call. Does he say Venmo, PayPal, Chime? I'll pay for the plane ticket.
Well, my cousin has Spider-Man Miles Morales also, so I don't know if I can actually play the game.
Just a chef's kiss. My only gripe with Spider-Man Miles Morales was how short it was.
Mm-hmm.
That felt like glorified DLC.
Poor Mebius, he hates the MJ sections.
What?
The MJ sections, I'm lukewarm on. There are some where, like, if we're talking the 2014, wow, Josh, the 2018 game,
Yeah.
I refuse to accept slander on that one. I refuse to. Those are not nearly as bad as everyone claims they are.
They're not.
They're not.
Spider-Man 2, on the other hand, I'll give it to you. Her section's stuck in that.
Although it was interesting to see her become Scream for a bit.
Who here hasn't played Spider-Man 2?
I have not.
I'm dead. 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 I'm dead.
Dreamer, I need to ask a question real quick.
What's that?
If I utilize Rabuko as the weapon, would I still lose the challenge?
Yes.
Damn it!
But if you want, I can use him, and then technically you don't lose the challenge. There's your loophole.
I mean, that makes sense. That's not
Look. I had no idea.
Rob?
The game has been out for a long time. It's his fault that he hasn't played it.
Throws.
How am I supposed to know that Beast hasn't played the game yet?
There you go. See, I found you a loophole.
Jeez.
I have played the game purely because I do not have a PS5, and every time I plan on getting a PS5, I find myself without a job, and I'm not even superstitious. And yet, everyone seems to notice that every time I start financially planning, or I announce I'm going to save up for a PS5, I find myself jobless. Tell me I'm wrong.
So we're going to beat this by doing this. It's a loophole, because if I'm saying that you're gonna plan for to get the PS5 and you're gonna have it by the end of next month, if I say it'll happen, then you will still have a job. Pretty sound strategy to me. But yeah, no, for real.
I already know that I'm dead next month after these
Try-
challenges.
trying.
Actually, technically, since I used Rob as the weapon, you should be fine because it wouldn't count against you for now. But if you were to do something like that again, I don't know if the loophole we could make it work again.
Yeah, because at that point I'm taking advantage. So no.
I let him have one.
That's my
one.
that's my one. That's my one.
My bad. My bad.
So-
That said,
So best to not do it again.
so keeping in mind now, the only reason why I'm saying this is because B's already revealed that he knew about this. But imagine the shock on my face the very first time I played 2018 Spider-Man. I get to the end and they killed off Aunt May.
I bawled my eyes out, like ugly, cried.
I
like-
was so mad. I'm sitting there like, I did all of that work to save her, and it didn't even matter.
Oh, I know. I like ugly cried. I threw my controller. I like raged.
All that work, and what did it get me?
Shut up.
I mean, it's fitting, isn't it?
Aunt May dies in the game.
Mm,
Aunt May dies in
okay.
the way home. Hey.
Come
Now, see,
on.
Now, see, the loophole won't work on that one. So, unfortunately,
What?
Anyway,
It's wrong. To
yeah, the way Spider-Man 2 goes, it clearly sets up for a third game.
Hmm.
I'm hoping and praying that third game is going to be amazing. I really want it to be. I'm also hoping and praying that we're going to get a Venom game at some point. Like, please God, give us a Venom game.
do you hear that? Do you hear that? Like, we would really like one.
Didn't we
Yeah, and
already-
hey, Insomniac, can you take a break from Ratchet and Clank for just like a second and work on a Venom game, please? Thank you, appreciate it, love you.
We would adore that.
Anyways, to finally cap off my portion of this, so we can actually get to a middle section. Yeah, so I found myself constantly coming back to those Spider-Man games, and the last one that like especially more than ever now has gripped me by the balls again. It's the Arkham game.
Ooh.
The Batman Arkham games. Those Batman games walked so those Spider-Man games could run, as far as I'm concerned.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace.
And one of the coolest things about like I've watched BC playing it.
Moment of silence.
Morning time. Morning time.
Moment of silence. Now go.
Anyway, one of the coolest things about the games, from what I've seen about watching BC play, is either Arkham City or Arkham Asylum, one of the two. Is that
It's
you
Arkham City. You're already gonna bring up Gotham's ass.
I wasn't gonna, but okay, now that you mention it, I'm gonna have to now. Anyway, you can switch skins, like bat suits, whatever. And one of the suits you could wear is the Batman Beyond suit. And because he brought it up, I thought about it, but I decided against it. Like, nah. So I was like, Like, because of how incredibly jacked Batman is, I'm just like, Jesus, that's Arkham's ass. No, that's
No,
Gotham's ass. I'm just like
As far as I'm concerned, that's
he
Gotham.
did not skip glute day.
Yeah.
Also, I heard the old Batman walked so Spider-Man could run. Depending on which iteration you want to, I would debatably like to say, because for me personally, I mainly played Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, and I mean the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube. Let me just say, that's the one that gave everyone trauma. You know, if you play Spider-Man 2, you know the one. It involves pizza time.
Someone enlighten me.
Basically,
What?
to explain, I'll explain it.
Refrain.
I'll explain it because I'm the one that said it. Okay. So in Spider-Man 2, the original games anyway, not like the based on the movie ones. In that game specifically, not even in Spider-Man 1 or 3 later on, just in Spider-Man 2 specifically for some reason, they gave you a side job or side mission where you can be Spider-Man delivering pizza.
Yes.
Wow.
However, the challenge was that you have to deliver the pizza intact, meaning
Yes.
you can't jump too rough or land too rough.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And if you do it too much, like it won't be in perfect condition, but you know, if you do it too much, you'll just destroy the pizza in your delivery bag as you're swinging.
Mm.
For some parts of that mission, they were fun. Then the other parts,
They made you want to rage quit so bad.
yeah. And not only that, but the entire time you're playing, I'm sure you guys have heard of it because it's a giant meme template for a music background. It just plays the whole. Oh God, I'd have to pull it up so you guys could hear it to understand it. But
Is it a copyrighted song?
it is. It probably is. Let's be honest. But I'll just share it in the group chat.
Okay. That said, let's get into the middle section.
Did you see what Mebius said?
Imperial-
Are you really going to
I did not
deny
see
me,
it.
Beus?
I wasn't looking. I was grabbing the thing.
No. I'm asking him.
Oh
I'm
no.
asking. Are you
To be
going
fair,
to deny
he
me
has
the
not-
Imperial March, given how long it's been?
I was going to say that it has been a while, and the last time I did do it, but he was not here. So in the
you're okay with it?
courtesy, in the courteous of Mebius, for you, jackass, I'll do it.
Everybody ready?
Do it.
Dun,
Ending.
dun,
PlayStation 1.
What does Sam Hill?
I feel bad for that
I guess you could say
PlayStation.
that the PlayStation 1.
I guess you could also say I could hear this boot up sound effect as I hit myself.
Did it survive?
Considering I don't have the head of Aladar, I'm sure it did.
Well, Rob is using Shadow to hit himself.
Why are you having Keanu Reeves attack you?
Because why not?
Anyways, getting into the middle section now. What do you guys want to talk about for the middle section?
Mm,
Well, I just wanted to add that, your story about going to the library made me remember my childhood when every single night my dad would have to play Ultraman before I went to sleep. And if he didn't do it correctly, I would tell him. And my father would glare at me and be like, I'm doing this because I love you. And every single night he would have to play it.
That is hilarious.
I got an idea for a middle section.
JJ wants
Our
to say
favorite
something.
movie from 2024.
JJ wanted
Yes,
to say
JJ?
something too.
Before we roll with Rob's suggestion, I need to go on a bit of a rant here.
Uh-oh.
Depends on what it's about.
And do you require the floor?
Yes, I require the floor.
I want to know what it's about first, because if it's going to be a stupid long rant, it's going to have to wait till the after party.
It's about the recent cancellation of Transformers Reactivate.
Can that wait until the after party?
Let the scream out, and you should feel better until the after party.
Everybody plug your ears.
Hasbro and Splash freaking Damage. How dare you take Transformers Reactivate away from us? Why? Because this is unacceptable. We Transformers fans have been waiting for Transformers Reactivate for years. 4 years. We wanted to play that game last fucking year. But no, you delayed that game on us for 1 whole year until 2025, and we still haven't gotten the game. And then suddenly we heard, oh, you decided to cancel it. You decided to cancel the freaking game. And then what was the point of releasing the 4 Transformers Reactivate figures? Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Starscream, Bumblebee. What was the point of releasing those 4 figures without even releasing the game, huh? And then and then we find out, Splash Damage scammed Hasbro. No, that is so unacceptable. I don't even care. Budgetary reasons. All that stuff. No, y'all should have just developed on the absolute Transformers Reactivate. Y'all, come on. Hasbro, Splash Damage, y'all are becoming stupid companies. I'm sorry. Like, seriously. Absolute fucking hell. All right, rant's over.
We're gonna need to take a quick little break so we can talk to JJ privately and make sure he's okay.
JJ,
He's
very,
up.
JJ, very angry.
JJ, blink twice if you need help.
He blinks once.
He blinked once. Does that still mean you need help, but you just can't blink a second time?
JJ, do you need something to laugh about?
I know, just the thing to make him laugh.
Just think about that gorilla belly button.
No, Bees, no. Bees, I will remove you, I swear. If you cripple him right now, I swear, Bees.
What happened?
BC, I have a
What
question.
happened? I missed it.
BC, I have a question. If he gets what I think he gets, can I kick him?
That depends.
you-
Is he actually going to do it? The odds are ever in his favor right now.
Million.
Oh, I-
But bear in mind,
Okay,
I
in your
can't hit him.
favor.
I can't hit him.
But can I? Can I?
But you can.
Yay!
So what's all the commotion about?
You'll see.
What did you go and grab? Hey, don't sit there and laugh like an idiot. Tell us, what'd you grab? What'd you go grab? What'd you go grab?
It would ruin the surprise.
Lost Galaxy Megazord, isn't it?
Maybe, maybe not.
I hear him typing.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I got that high grade Gundam
I think
EX
he
Raku
grabbed
2.
Lost Galaxy Megazord. Yeah. He probably took that Megazord out and because
So-
he wants to show off the good.
Okay.
The good.
All right. So
Good,
anyway, I don't. Like I said,
the good,
Oh no.
the good.
gorilla belly button.
He choked on his own spit. That's his own karma. Good.
No, being sick 4 times in a row last year really fucked up my lungs.
Please check your Facebook.
You killed him.
Oh,
You're not supposed to kill him.
Also, I want to make sure my headphones were working correctly. Did JJ just say a certain? Am I hearing right?
Yeah, he dropped
he
2 F-bombs.
Break a sentence?
What is going on with you?
You
I had to do it because
you rubbed off on him. You taught him
I was
these
so-
words.
I
I'm just baffled at the fact that he dropped 2 F-bombs on my show.
Because he's done it before.
Yeah, but
it's
not
very
with
rare.
I
gravitas.
really don't even give a damn about the F word anymore.
What have
Like,
you done to our
Don't you dare
sweet?
blame this on me. I swear to God.
No. Here's the reason. Here's the reason why. Because when I watched. Okay, I was watching a musical called Next to Normal, and then I realized how many F bombs did they put in that musical. They
You had to get comfortable with using it really quickly.
Yeah, they put in those F bombs, and I'm like, okay, I was originally going to audition. I was auditioning for Next to Normal, and then if I got the part, oh, that means I have to say like what 5 F bombs.
Is that in a row or total?
Like total.
Yes.
Total.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, but you also got to keep in mind that's 5, and if he ends up having to do encores, that's another 5.
Oh god.
And it just keeps stacking up. At that point, whether he likes it or not, he's gonna have to get comfortable with saying it. So from that standpoint, I can kind of understand.
I do too.
Anyways, Helen, you're gonna take a break, and you're not gonna hit anybody until at least the after party.
No, I think I'll let him live this one time.
No. You were ready to throw hands. I'm giving you that opportunity in the after party.
Really? See, I was just gonna let it go because we're supposed to be nice, and I'm trying to be nice.
Well, hey,
But
this is an
if you
18+ episode.
insist, I'll do it.
Only
I feel
during
like
the after party. Nobody's getting hit the rest of the show until we get to the after party. PC, everyone.
Why do I?
Can we help JJ give him a chill pill? Okay, we're moving on. So Rabuko said favorite movie of 2024. Which is it?
I really wish you would buffering on my end.
Who
Favorite
wants
movie
to
of
start?
2024. JJ, what's your favorite movie of 2024? Let's just try to blitz through this so we can get to Scrap Battle.
Boom! Favorite movie in 2024. Well, two favorite movies: Sonic 3 and Transformers 1.
I knew it. All right, Bees. Favorite movie of 2024. Go.
Transformers 1.
I'm guessing Dreher has not seen any.
No, I actually didn't get to.
Okay. Rabuko.
Aha!
Enough said.
Not figured. Savage.
One moment, I need to look at my history. I don't remember. That's why I have to look. Give me a moment.
Man, I can't even get one of my bits to work right now because of the challenge. This is BS, man. I was gonna tackle him.
What did I do?
Everything.
No. Alex scream. The savage scream.
Okay, so of 2024, since I've only been to 3, apparently. I'm going to say Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire and Transformers 1.
Which one takes the top spot?
Honestly, Frozen Empire. Because for the sheer fact that I don't even have the Transformers 1 yet.
How is it that you got an Autobot symbol as your icon and you haven't seen TF1? Boy. By the way, I know you're new around here. This is how our humor works. I'm not actually mad at you.
He's not. You would know.
Oh, trust, you'll know.
Oh, yeah.
Trust,
When
you'll
all
know.
of us are doing this, because we're terrified, that you'll know.
And if
The
someone
only,
says,
the only two here that would not back away is Rabuko and Savage, and that's because they kind of don't have much of a choice because they're leads in our group, so they kind of have to deal with it.
That and I'm the weapon, so what do I? I'm screwed either way.
yeah, you'll definitely know when he's angry because he's scary. He's scary when he's angry.
He's scary
Yeah.
when he angry.
Yeah, I had to stay because I'm second command, and Rob has to stay because he's the mini-con to BC, so.
You know what? I can't even count that as a short joke. I can't. That's the explanation.
I can't even be mad at that one.
Until just now. He was the stream. Savage was the stream.
Wait. So if I'm Optimus Primal, does that make him Optimus Minor?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking because you said Optimus Primal, and every time I think about Optimus Primal.
All right. So
No.
we did.
PC,
So
we're-
unfortunately, we had to do the very, very unfortunately cut short middle section. But
No,
I
BC.
hope you guys will be okay with this because we back.
Yes.
What was your favorite movie of 2024, BC?
Sonic 3.
Good boy.
I still need to go see it.
We're moving.
I mean, I haven't seen either, so I'm not.
I was about to say if the roads are decent in my area,
It's fine. It's genuinely not that big a deal. I'm just playing it up because we're on Scrapyard.
I know, and I'm playing along. But in
Well,
all
you're
seriousness,
failing at playing along.
But in all seriousness, I'm gonna try and see if I can see it tomorrow. I shouldn't have anything going on tomorrow. I mean, I'm off. But anyway,
Hopefully it stays in theaters that long.
Yeah, here's hoping. I've been itching to see it again. Anyways, it is time for Daredevil versus Nightwing scrap battle. No, we're totally not ripping off Death Battle. I don't know why you would think that. Anyways, so it's been a hot minute, so forgive me if I'm a little iffy on remembering what our categories are. But if memory serves me right, it's endurance, speed, strength, armor and weapons, battle intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. So, number one is the endurance. Let's start with Daredevil. Daredevil, he is known as the man without fear, which is super funny because he canonically is a God-fearing man.
Catholic, I believe.
Yes, he's a Catholic. He's a God-fearing man. It's like in the comics and in the Daredevil TV show, we constantly see him going to the church, and we constantly hear him saying, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And the reason why he's consistently saying this is because he's out at night beating the shit out of motherfuckers. The irony that he's a God-fearing man, but he dresses up like a devil.
He is God's devil.
Lol. Anyways. What's going on in here? Endurance. So let's talk about the many different things that we have actually witnessed Daredevil actually withstand. Wilson Fisk, as a human being, is a literal fucking titan. This man can punch holes through solid brick. And he's taking ass whippings from him on a regular basis. He is, if also memory serves me right, he has actually managed to shrug off gunfire. You were going to say something, Savage?
I was gonna say this is one of those. Wilson Fisk is one of those. No, I said it right. He's one of those people where you don't, even though he's big set guy. He's one of those big set guys where he will absolutely destroy you and have you respect his damn name.
Yeah. So the fact that he's taking ass whippings from him on a regular basis, that should more than tell you enough on Daredevil's endurance. But in the same exact vein, let's move over to Nightwing real quick. Nightwing has taken ass whippings from characters like Killer Croc
And Clayface.
Whom are, let's face it, villains that are significantly larger than Kingpin.
And metahumans on top of that.
Exactly. So therefore, they're a problem. So with that said, we've also seen, we've actually witnessed Nightwing with a whole ass broken arm still whip motherfuckers' asses. So I don't know if you would count that as a part of the endurance feat or a part of the strength feat. I don't know what you would count it under, but either way, it's an impressive feat nonetheless.
I would probably count it as endurance.
Okay, so then what are we counting this as?
Durability?
Okay, no, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. So at this point, with what we know so far of both these characters, who are we giving the point to? Because me personally, you can agree to disagree. That's the whole point of Scrap Battle. You can agree to disagree and give me the reason why you vote otherwise. Me personally, I would give the endurance point to Nightwing.
Yeah,
because while yes, Daredevil is taking ass whoopings from Kingpin on a regular basis, and he's gone toe-to-toe with Frank Castle. Nightwing fights metahumans on a regular basis. They hit a lot harder than Kingpin.
Yeah,
So
I'm down
that's
for
why
giving it to
I'm
Nightwing.
giving the point to Nightwing. But if anybody else feels I'm wrong and the point should go to Daredevil, I'm willing to hear you out.
I will say, for the sake of, and this is like, and we're including comic books, right? Or are we just
Yes, we are
staying to
indeed.
video games?
We are
'Cause the
indeed
video
including
games, then
comic books
my point will
entirely
not be
because
made,
we
but
really don't have very many live action interpretations of Nightwing.
for the sake of, in terms of debate here, I will say Daredevil because while it is fairly true and fairly factual that, Nightwing is capable in fighting all sorts of meta-humans of different calibers and powers and whatnot, I would like to point out the irony in what I'm about to say. He lost to a pebble twice.
Okay. So with that said, anybody else? Any arguments? Then here's what I'm gonna do. Savage, would you be offended if I just outright gave the point to Nightwing?
No.
Then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm giving the point to Nightwing, but we will keep what you said in mind. That said, we're moving on to the strength feat. And this feat, what are moments of pure physical strength we have actually witnessed from both of these characters? Because this is keeping in mind both are basically just humans. So when it comes to the strength feats, doing a strength feat for more human characters as opposed to superhuman characters, it's a very different thing because they're human. What doesn't sound super impressive if, say, we were doing a Superman debate, holds more weight for characters like Daredevil and Nightwing. So with that said, let's get into this. So this time, to make it a little easier, let's start with Nightwing. Nightwing was trained by the Batman. So if he was trained by the Batman, it's reason enough to believe that he underwent the same ridiculous training regime that Batman went under. And given we've actually witnessed Bruce kick a perfectly healthy tree clean in half, it's safe to assume that Nightwing can do the same thing. Or at least I think so. Don't come for me, King Lion, please. So it's safe to assume that Nightwing would be able to kick that tree clean in half as well. And we also got to keep in mind he's putting hands on other metahumans as well. There are times where he has to physically go toe-to-toe with people like that. He has to be able to have some level of strength to back that up. Does he not? Especially if he's going up against, Killer Croc, Clayface, Bane. Yes, Bees. Sorry.
And in the Teen Titans cartoon, there's a villain named Cinderblock who, we've seen Robin whoop his ass multiple times. The guy is presumably made of actual cinder blocks, or at least something similar to it, and he's like just straight up kicking him in the face and like just roundhousing him, just like rocking his shit, no pun intended, and he goes down. So yeah, that's a fair point. But how does Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, stack up? If there's anybody here who can actually help me with this one, because I'm going to be real, I don't have nearly as much memory on Daredevil as I once did.
Oh.
Yeah, the only things about Daredevil all my information that I know about Daredevil has come from the Netflix series and his handful of appearances in the MCU so far, and the movie with Ben Affleck and his appearance in Spider-Man the animated series. That's literally all my knowledge is limited to.
I can help a little bit then because while I'm not huge memorable in Daredevil myself, there are still some things I can recall of him, and some maybe of his feats on that one as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Like for example, I don't recall which side he was on. I think maybe Iron Man's side, but during the Marvel Civil War, the first one, not the second one, and yes, there was a second one.
I know that there was a second one.
Jesus.
If I recall, I don't recall who was fighting, but the fact of the matter is that he was on one of the sides, and I'll have to do a little bit of research. I'm one thing maybe Iron Man.
I think he was on Iron Man's side.
I have to wait for it to stop buffering because I heard Robert didn't start buffering on my end because my computer sucks.
He said that he believes Daredevil was on Iron Man's side.
Right.
Oh.
So, may I remind you who was on Cap's side? Captain fucking America with, his vibranium mixed with adamantium shield. Because, that was a thing back in the day. If I recall, Spider-Man was on that side. Maybe Venom, because they did allow villains. Luke Cage, although he was a mercenary a hero for hire, so. Just people whose abilities are way more stronger than the human, body. Some that are like gods, literally speaking. And I don't know if Hulk was here or not. Maybe he might have been in outer space doing Planet Hulk shit at the time, probably. But just take that in real quick. While yes, Nightwing is able to kick down trees, has Nightwing been able to kick down Killer Croc as easily?
No.
Has he been able to kick down Superman as easily? Just to throw out there, because Injustice Universe.
No.
And is that with or without kryptonite?
Exactly on that point there. Exactly. So
basically, what you're saying is Daredevil can throw hands and more than hold his own, and he doesn't have to rely on gadgets to do it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So, you know what? Entirely based on what he said, I'm giving the strength point to Daredevil.
Yeah.
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 Now, the speed factor. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a lot more willing to give this one to Daredevil as well.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm willing to give this to Daredevil is not because of the Daredevil stuff we've seen on screen. Not at all. I am specifically picking out one specific comic scan where it shows Matt Murdock kick a door down where a guy was assaulting a woman. I don't fully remember all the details to it. I'm just going based on what I remember. He kicks that door down. The guy turns around. He shoots the bullet right at Matt Murdock's head. This motherfucker was able to not only move his hand to smack that bullet back at him, he did it without even fucking flinching. His reaction time was faster than a bullet.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Nightwing does not have anything even remotely close to that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
If anything, if he does somehow have anything like that, it'd be like something he injected into himself to have like the speed of the Flash or some shit. But
Exactly.
And I'm not making jokes when I say this, but all seriousness, like, God, like I don't care who you are, but if you're quick, even if you're quick enough to smack a bullet, yeah, because it's the fact that it's a bullet and the speed that's going at, your hand has to fucking hurt after that. I'm being serious when I say that. I'm not trying to be cheeky or make any jokes. I'm being serious.
No, I fully see what I see. I see what you're saying.
And so
yeah, no, like bar none, I'm giving the speed point to Daredevil. But this is where things are definitely going to tie out a lot harder is when we start talking weapons and armaments.
Mm.
In this, Nightwing wins by default.
Yeah.
Because Daredevil mainly has his little transforming blind man stick. I don't know if it has an actual name.
Walking cane.
Walking cane, thank you.
Which,
He has the transforming walking cane where it can turn into a nunchuck, it can turn into a staff,
Billy
he
Club.
can use it to swing around the city.
Billy Club.
Yeah.
Billy Club, like, yeah, he can do there are tons of things that he can do with that walking cane. Very impressive little piece of tech indeed. Let's talk about Nightwing real quick. So he's got wing things, he's got sound suppressors, he's got smoke bombs, he's got basically at that point, Nightwing wins by default. Look at how many more gadgets he actually has on his person at all times.
Plus, it helps with the fact that he was trained by
By
Bruce
Batman.
Wayne.
I was gonna say not just Batman, but I'm saying I'm not gonna say the name. I'm just saying like the single most paranoid person there is, because Batman's ready for the Justice League to come down at any point in time. So his paranoia taught Nightwing to always be prepared, no matter fucking what.
Exactly. Now, of course, all Batman stands, I'm going to need you to sit your asses down for a second and understand. If I'm giving Nightwing prep time, I'm giving Daredevil prep time as well. This has to remain fair.
Mm-hmm.
So with that stated, when it comes to weapons and armaments, I'm sorry, you cannot deny it. You cannot debate it. Nightwing takes weapons and armaments.
Okay.
But where things are going to really be a little bit heavier on the debate, it's overall battle intelligence. Now, many times before, this has actually snagged some of our fighters the win. It has happened before. But it also has been plenty of times where, let's be real, even though they took battle intelligence, they simply did not have any of the other points for it to matter. So battle intelligence is not a guaranteed win. That said, I want to hear what everyone else is giving battle intelligence to. And we're going to start with JJ.
Battle intelligence. Upon my years of seeing Nightwing on shows or on screen, and then the only times I've watched Daredevil on screen was maybe in Spider-Man No Way Home and a little bit in She-Hulk. And of course, I'll see him in Daredevil Born Again because I have to watch that show.
Watch his Netflix series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you'll see how crazy he actually is.
I definitely have seen some fight scenes of Daredevil on YouTube from the Netflix show.
Hello, Bricks.
Hey, Bricks.
Yo.
Hey!
So just letting you know, we're doing the scrap battle. The scrap battle was changed. It's no longer featuring Spider-Man. He's been replaced with Daredevil.
Yep.
And we just got to battle intelligence. The way the scoreboard is looking right now, endurance went to Daredevil. Wait, no. Endurance went to Nightwing. Strength went to Daredevil. Speed went to Daredevil. And weapons and armaments went to Nightwing.
So
now we're arguing battle intelligence. And I mean, on that section, if you guys want to chime in as well, by all means, go ahead. This isn't just strictly us. You guys can chime in too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, JJ.
So let me continue with the Daredevil and everything. Yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, he's smart. He is absolutely freaking smart when it comes to battle. He always knows what to plan for the next battle, for the next fight. He trains very hard. So as for Nightwing is also in the same boat, but he has to rely on planning from Batman himself. Sometimes, most of the time. I mean, sometimes he's mostly like solo because after he left as Robin, he became Nightwing his own. Uh, but there was one moment where Nightwing wasn't really smart at all when he didn't even dodge uh, Damian Wayne's kick because when Damian Wayne like tried to shut off his adopted brother, Nightwing didn't even flinch. He didn't even move. He didn't even dodge. So he just got killed. So with that alone, I think for me, in my personal opinion, I think Battle Intelligence has to go to Daredevil.
Okay. Bricks, you wanted to say anything?
I can't remember the the entire details, but I'm pretty sure Daredevil started his training at a much younger age. Or not much younger, but at least at a younger age. And I feel like his teacher Stick was a little bit more strict with him than Bruce would have been with Damian.
Yep.
And
Damian.
the other Robins.
Damian. What Damian?
We're talking about Nightwing.
Yeah,
sorry, Dick Grayson.
Wait, that's right. We never clarified which Nightwing this was.
Yes, everybody, it's Dick Grayson Nightwing.
Man, you guys don't need to be such a dick about it.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh,
I just want to say this real quick. One of my favorite joke from the Lego Batman movie was when Dick Grayson was talking to Bruce Wayne, just like, "My name is Richard Grayson, but the kids at the orphanage call me Dick," and he responds with, "Kids can be cruel sometimes." I'm just like, how did they allow that in the movie? And keep anyway.
Let's actually allow Bricks to talk.
I'm already done.
All right. Does anybody else want to say anything in regards to this? Who they think Battle Intelligence is going to go to?
I'm probably going to be the oddball one here. This is probably the only one I'd be willing to tie them out on.
Okay. Anybody else?
I was going to say, I feel like of the two, and we're not, obviously I know the terminology of this one is battle intelligence, but at the same time, their investigative skills are in question as well in its exact same criteria.
Exactly.
Whereas, Nightwing has all these tools and gadgets that does help him investigate the either the battle and the let's say crime scene, because they always investigate a bloodbath before they actually go into the fight scene or whatever.
Yeah.
While Nightwing is using technology to help him, may we remind the class, Daredevil's blind and at bat, and he's still able to figure this kind of thing out.
Yeah, I mean, like, in addition to, because he's, like, despite being blind, he has, like, a radar echolocation kind of thing going on. His senses are heightened to, like, superhuman levels. He can, his hearing is, like, significantly stronger, as well as his sense of smell.
Because they're heightened, they act almost equivalent to the technology that Dick would have.
Yeah, so I just feel like, well, yes, it is in case of emergency. I'm sure Dick Grayson would be able to do all that just fine because raised by the Batman, he's going to have a way to do it without technology. But I'm just saying, in terms of who's going to do it quicker in that same form of intelligence, I want to say Daredevil.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's kind of hard to sneak up on Daredevil. He can hear you approach. Like, even if you're stealthy about it, you're not as to him. You can never be silent enough.
Nope.
That is true because he can tune his senses to literally listen to when you're breathing.
And you can listen to your heartbeat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Heck, even footsteps.
Wow, now hold on. Even though he is able to listen to heartbeats, we have had instances where his opponents learned to deliberately slow their heartbeat to throw him off. So he had to listen for when they breathe. And that's what kind of helped get him back in the fight. I'm not saying that to disregard that. I'm saying that's generally how he works. He figures it out as he goes. To whereas Nightwing never enters a situation where he's not prepared. So when it comes to battle intelligence, you know what? Dreamer, Bees, who do you guys pick? Just say who you think is going to take battle intelligence, and then I'll reveal who actually gets it.
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Bricks?
Sorry, what was the question?
Who's taking battle intelligence? Daredevil or Nightwing?
I'm gonna say it's tied.
Oh.
So for those of us who voted, the two who said that they tie, you would be correct. For every advantage and disadvantage they have, they cancel each other out almost completely. So at this point, this is going to strictly rely on who is going to get the final blow first. That said, now the final segment for this, the final verdict. We start with Bricks in this because he showed up last. Who do you feel is going to win? And if you need a recap of who got what points, I will more than give it to you.
Based on just all the comic book information at my disposal and based on the books and the shows that I have watched for each character, I honestly will probably have them still tie in the end. Because I also joined in late, I am also still very indecisive about actually giving it to one or the other.
Yeah, after this one, y'all are gonna hate the next announcement I'm gonna make for this.
If I was being forced to actually pick one, I'd probably say Daredevil only because he's able to accomplish some things without the use of technology, and Nightwing can have that technology taken away. That's a weakness that can be exploited.
Okay. JJ, final verdict. Who's winning?
I think for me, definitely. If I had to choose one, I'll definitely go with Daredevil.
Okay. Bees, final verdict. Who do you think is going to win?
Daredevil.
Dreamer,
Daredevil.
who do you think is going to win?
Daredevil.
Rabuko.
I'm gonna have to give it to Nightwing, but it's only gonna be by a sliver of a chance.
Savage, and Savage's pick is going to interest me mainly because he's next to Bricks, he's probably the most knowledgeable of both.
And this is the final pick, so I can't say tie, but from what I know of both of them and what has been stated, but also not stated at the same time.
Yeah, see, I had a hard time.
It's like a lot of information just trying to pick sides, and it's kind of hard to pick sides.
And this is why I changed it from Spider-Man to Daredevil. Because if I would have kept Spider-Man, he'd have taken damn near everything. It would have been a complete wash. Spider-Man would have won all the way across the board to the point where I would have saw no point.
Because Spider-Man had spider sense, which is a huge advantage.
Not even just a spider sense. He's physically stronger. He's physically faster. He's accomplished more. He's done a lot more. He's been through a lot more. If we were to actually go through their comic history and all of their actual feats and moments, Spider-Man would crush Nightwing. That is why he was swapped out for Daredevil.
Quite literally.
If we're going to bring Spider-Man into this, we're going to make sure he can fight somebody that is on equal footing.
You know what? I'm going to say my vote as simply as this, and because it's another point in fact that I slightly forgot about, because I feel like they might have at one point in time, but I don't recall. Daredevil, because let's face it, who's fought second to the most strongest metal on Earth, but also the most living walking metal on Earth? Wolverine's bones.
Daredevil has thrown hands with Wolverine, and Wolverine is a tough opponent.
A tank.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just such a shame that he's trash on Marvel Rivals.
Damn.
Heck.
Hey, you know what? No, if you've actually played Marvel Rivals, y'all know Wolverine is trash in that game.
No, that's why I said damn.
Not unless you're Hulk chucking him across the map.
Yeah, unless you have Hulk with you, don't even bother with Wolverine. If there's a Hulk,
the Shark is better.
If there is a Hulk on your team, you are Gucci, because you're going to be able to pull off pure bullshit. You will be terrifying Iron Man mains. For those who are wondering, I main Punisher.
Of course you main Punisher. I'm just kidding. We're getting off topic.
Yeah, we are.
So anyways, your final vote?
Daredevil.
Okay.
I don't know if you could tell, Savage. I was trying to stall you so you could have the time to make a decision. You were kind of struggling.
Yeah, Brooks was being a homie there.
I only had to make a decision because I was being pressured by
Now-
no one in particular.
I'm kind of in a predicament here. Normally, I try to plan the stories out ahead of time. Since we had to change the opponent to make it fair, I no longer have a story planned. So, would anybody be upset if I didn't do a story this time?
No.
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 I'll just do a quick little. Okay. There you go.
Oh, he used Lego Daredevil.
Oh.
There you go. There's your little story.
No, you know what? No, I've done it with very little motivation before. I'm not going to chicken
Make
out.
it really quick. Or,
You know what, just
I have an
because you
idea.
said that is going to take 2 hours long before I finally decide who's going to win.
No, I have an idea. You should have a time constraint. They have to make this fight only last 2 minutes because there's a bomb gonna go off.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Nah. At this point,
You
So
don't
many
have to.
facts.
I'm just trying to.
I'm just gonna tell you guys flat out. My final verdict: the winner is Daredevil.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say the winner
Look at
is
that.
Daredevil is while yes, Nightwing can do a lot of amazing things. Daredevil can do the exact same shit, but
And
he's not constrained to technology. He can do it naturally. And because of that, he has a natural advantage over Nightwing. Now, of course, Nightwing is very smart on the battlefield. He would be able to very quickly figure out his senses are heightened because he's blind. He would be able to figure that out with little to no time because what's one of the things that the Bat family does naturally? They fight in the dark. So if he's fighting this motherfucker in the dark and he's still holding his own, it's going to ping something in his head. Wait a minute, he shouldn't be able to fight me on equal footing in the dark. Like at that, like he's got to be blind and relying on other senses, which is how he's able to keep up with me.
Daredevil's always fighting in the dark.
I know, but you get what I mean. Like
I know. I'm saying
like
more,
Nightwing would eventually kind of clue in on the fact of oh shit. So there's something different with this one.
Also, interesting how their primary weapon of choice is also very similar to one another.
That is true. All right. With that said, we're moving on to the after party. So I'll let you guys kind of talk amongst yourselves real quick while I set up for the next week.
Well, while he's doing that, can I point out that earlier in the Marvel Rival talk that just popped up? Can I point out the irony that while he was saying Wolverine sucked, and I heard Rob saying that Jeff does better. Can I point out the irony that literally word for word it says I have the buff and nerf list right here? That Wolverine is getting a buff and Jeff is getting a nerf.
Yeah,
That doesn't surprise me.
literally in the most recent update, Wolverine got a buff and Jeff got a nerf.
On what exactly, I don't know. It actually comes out today, funny enough, so we'll see today.
Yeah, today. It was today. They also added the entirety of the Fantastic Four to the game.
Wait, what?
Not the entirety. They only added Reed Richards and
Yeah, okay. It should be only just
and Invisible
Mr.
Woman.
Fantastic at first.
Oh, they haven't added Thing and Johnny Storm yet.
Nope, not yet.
According
But
to this,
according to leaks, they are coming as well.
don't know how well you can see that, but it says the Thing and Human Torch will come in during the second half. Don't know when the second half will be, but when they come out, that's when we'll know.
Okay.
Marvel
Although
Rivals
I did
Season
also
1 was
hear one of the
okay,
characters
but-
in the future is going to be Deadpool.
Oh, I hope Deadpool comes to Marvel.
I heard the future two that are coming out was Ultron and Blade.
Yeah, Ultron, Blade, and Ghost Rider.
What? What?
What?
Yeah, there's been a like not there hasn't Blade has had his full on like in-game model leaked. Ultron has had artwork of him leaked, but according to the data mine, we have a data mine leak for Ghost Rider.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. My only worry is that they're gonna make us wait for so long, and that Daredevil would be cool, but I'm worried that we're gonna be waiting for Ghost Rider till like Halloween or something. They're gonna make him part of like a Halloween update or something like that.
Also at the
But
same
hey,
time,
with Blade coming in, there is hope though.
Also, at the same time, though, if you notice, they come in waves of 4. Yeah, I'm not making a pun about this but you know, obviously in Fantastic Four, wave of 4. So if Ultron, Blade, and Ghost Rider are coming out as a 3, who would be the 4th? Because they come in 2s or 4s, like I
Well,
said.
I mean, technically, Dracula is also supposed to be added.
Wow.
Yeah, so then Moon Knight can bully him for his money.
Yeah, I've already been seeing like dozens of memes about that, about Daredevil or Moon Knight wanting to freaking Dracula. Where's my money?
You nerd.
Where's my money? You
Where
big
the hell's it
nerd?
go?
I would say it wouldn't be Dracula, but at the same time, it'd be a Dracula look-alike. Because I'm thinking it might be. I'm forgetting the freaking mutant, the evil mutant name, but God, they based the game with Deadpool as the making the guy as the I'm forgetting his name. It's like because it's not Morbius, but it does begin with an M.
Mr. Sinister?
Yeah, I think him.
Well, the reason why we know Dracula's coming is because they already confirmed he's going to be teaming up with Doctor Doom for the newest update season thing.
Okay.
I
We
did
just don't know when.
actually try out the new. I did try out Reed Richards and Sue Storm. I'm not big on them, but that's mainly just because they're like the way they work really doesn't work with me. If that makes any sense.
No one's playing Sue Storm because it works with them. Let's be honest here. I got a chuckle out of JJ.
you son bitch! You mother!
But yeah, I'm still waiting for them to actually add Doctor Doom for once.
I feel like he's gonna come out way, way later on down the line, though.
Probably
I
he's
know,
gonna
but
come.
like he is.
You know what?
He does have a presence in the game. It's like he's taunting me. He's like right there in the game, but you can't play him.
You know what? I know. I'm going to take a jab prediction. He'll come out around when Avengers Doomsday debuts.
That would be interesting, and it would be thematically appropriate.
Yeah.
Or at the
'Cause-
very least, it'd be cool if they dropped him around the time of like maybe the trailer dropped, like to generate hype.
Because at the same time, because they've flat out said, Doomsday is coming, and that's supposed to be around Doctor Doom. So what's going to happen is when they release Doctor Doom, they're also going to release him like they did with everyone else, a movie-themed skin. So that's how I feel like they're going to do it, because about almost every time they release something for like a movie that's like, let's say EA Star Wars Battlefront, for example, when the last the Rise of Skywalker movie came out, sorry, I had a little bit of a gag reflex in my throat there.
Rise Skywalker.
I'm sorry. that was weird. Anyway,
Skywalker.
anyway. Anyway,
I know what you're trying to say.
they released it alongside the movies, or not released it, but like gave an update where they added in like the Sith Troopers, Palpatine's new skin, yada yada yada.
They made the update. They completely reworked like the First Order jetpack troopers, and they added in what was it? They added in some of the stuff on the side of the Resistance, some of the new aliens and creatures that were introduced in the movie.
New maps and whatnot. Yeah. So.
And yeah, same thing happened with all the other subsequent movies as well. Also, by the way, what was everyone's toy picks of the week / book of the week?
Mine was Legacy United Sandstorm.
Mine was Legacy United Ramjet.
I think I scared everybody because mine was a romance novel and not any kind of crime or mystery or like anything. It's all like romantasy and cutesy.
Mine was White Gold Rock.
Who are you?
Tabby, tied away from me.
Who are you?
And then BC asked if I was okay to blink twice, but I didn't.
You're not
Not
Dreamer
one.
Girl. Who are you? What did you do with the real Dreamer Girl?
I read romance sometimes, okay? Oh my God.
The real Dreamer Girl would be reading a murder novel about murdering all of us.
No.
Wait,
Well,
what?
you be first.
What? Wait, what? Murder?
Wait,
I
what?
feel attacked. Like I literally feel attacked right now.
What?
No, I always feel attacked every week.
I call bullshit, but okay.
Every week, you always are reading some murder novel and keep sharing notes with us like you're going to use it.
Oh, I'll use it against you.
You feel attacked every week? Oh, I bet you're
Hey,
enjoying
it's
this month.
January.
You're enjoying this month. I can already tell.
It's January.
You realize, Bricks, that I've read enough crime novels and I can just reach out to Rob's sister. I don't have to always read them.
Okay,
That's so
I'm
cool.
going to give my thoughts on this real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and call this episode. So, I'll keep it up. Because I don't need the floor. I'm just going to say what I need to say, and I'm going to expect everybody to just silence themselves for a little bit because I got a lot to say.
No.
So, BC, I'm wondering on how you feel about the cancellation of Transformers Reactivate. Like, how do you feel about it? Here's how I feel about it. I had zero faith in this game straight from the get-go. Like, I genuinely saw that trailer, and I'm like, okay, this looks like a really neat alien attack type of video game. This seems pretty cool. And then, apparently, we're seeing Bumblebee's hands, and I'm thinking, like, okay, it's probably some, like, new technology they made. Transformers Reactivate. Eh? But how? Like, I was very confuffled, to say the least.
Hi, confuffled. I'm dead.
There's a mark right there. Anyway,
No,
Honestly,
there's two.
I-
I'm giving him two because I feel very kind
very kind.
to BC. And again, because you doubted me, don't ever doubt me.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I'll jump on the bandwagon honestly with that because honestly, like, no, are you not done?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to say that I wasn't hyped. I definitely felt some level of hype. I definitely felt like, oh my God, we may finally get the respect we rightfully deserve as Transformers fans in the video game space. Because, like, everybody seems to forget that that War and Fall existed and how amazing those games were in the general zeitgeist. So when this finally drops and I'm seeing it, and even when we got the gameplay leaked, I'm sitting here like, so did y'all basically just copy Overwatch as homework? And just the more I started seeing of it, the less I liked it, and the less updates we got, the less faith I had, which right from the get-go, I barely had any faith in this game to begin with. So the cancellation of this, while all of you are screaming and crying over it, obviously not JJ, he literally dropped 2 F-bombs on my show about it, I'm still bewildered.
Bewildered.
I'm looking at all of you guys and I'm going, what the fuck did you expect? How else did you think this was going to go? Did you really believe that Transformers, with the many failures they've had over the years, was actually going to manage to succeed with a AAA title? I love Transformers. Do not get me wrong. It's my main kit and caboodle. I'm sorry. They do not have the same level of staying power as fucking Call of Duty when it comes to video games. They simply do not. They do not have the same staying power, and they never will. The only spaces that they are ever going to be allowed to fill is a toy shelf and a cartoon. And they're even starting to fail on cartoons.
Yep.
So my overall thoughts on reactivates cancellation. Honestly, I feel like we shouldn't have even bothered. I knew from the get-go this wasn't going to work. I knew from the get-go, no matter what they did or how hard they tried, they simply were not going to be able to get a game like this off the ground. Not with the way our fandom is. Not with the way everything is within the Transformers mythos. They would have to literally come to the table with something that we as Transformers fans simply cannot argue with. And guess what? One thing that Transformers fans are literal fucking masters at. Arguing about every little fucking thing. So, for everybody who is upset, while I do sympathize with the fact that you, like, obviously, if you were looking forward to it, my heart bleeds for you. Genuinely. Like, I'm not saying that to make a joke. I mean that genuinely. My heart bleeds for you guys. It sucks that you had to get that news. But for the sake of this is me we're talking about, I'm going to be honest no matter what. What the fuck did y'all expect? Y'all should have saw that coming. And the fact that you didn't makes you blind. Now I'm done.
I just simply kept forgetting that it was ever a thing, or was supposedly going to be a thing.
Savage?
I was going to say, like, and also jumping with that a little bit as well, like, I did forget a little bit that the reactivate was coming. Like, the only times that I got reminded that it existed were only the toys, because it's like, hey guys, by the way, we have, what was it? They were Voyagers, right? So they're like, hey guys, we have Voyager class reactivate Soundwave and Starscream. Like, oh yeah, that's a game. And if I recall correctly as well, when they were saying, like, when they were initially explaining how they believed the game was going to work, it was not only just an Overwatch-like game, but also a Destiny 2. So it was also going to be a looter shooter. Which, like, okay, that's a little bit like a reach out and grab, because obviously at the time, Destiny 2 was fucking popular, because, you know, it's fucking Destiny 2. It's what set down the whole, you know, looter shooter genre. So it's, of course, they were trying to reach out and grab it. And at the same time, Overwatch was also popular, so they're trying to reach out and grab that as well. To be fair, probably a declining reach out and grab, but you get what I mean. Would we have been excited? What?
No, sorry, go ahead.
Would I have been excited for this game? Yeah, because, you know, we would have gotten another somewhat decent Transformers game. Not counting the current Cyberverse racing game that they have. It's like a mix of, like, would we have gotten it? Would it have been cool? Yeah. But at the same time, with how it was trying to blend, seemed like a giant fever dream. Because you're not even fighting the Decepticons, you're working with them. For an enemy that no one even knows. And it's not even the Quintessons we're even fighting. We don't even know who this was. They didn't explain who it was. And even if they did, it was just a slight bit of, like, you know, small bit of information. And even then, the enemy types that they showed us in the trailer, which I'm sure, you know, it was just for the sake of flavor text, they looked like Doom Eternal enemies.
Actually, little bit of, we did actually know a little bit of info of who the enemies were, and it's actually really funny who they were.
Who were they? Were they actually Quintessons, or were they someone else entirely?
Sort of. They were sort of Quintessons. They were the Splinter faction of Quintessons that appeared in, and I kid you not, Transformers Kiss Players.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Kiss Players?
Now, from my knowledge, they're only relevant to Kiss Players in name alone. They actually don't have any other actual relevance to that. It just didn't by name. But they were apparently called the Legion.
Oh.
And in Kiss Players, that's the name of a Quintesson faction that is controlled by Unicron.
Oh.
Yeah, you can speak.
So, as much as I hate to cut this off for you guys, I do have to get my wife here in a minute. So, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Thank you guys for coming out as per usual. And Savage, it's been a while since you've done this.
Oh shit. Okay. Fuck.
Oh, I never got to show off my toy pick of the week, by the way.
Yeah, we're
Oh, that's the Brave Commander up. BC, what are you upset about? You have one on the way.
I just
I
found
don't have
it
it in
today.
hand. It's so
I just found it today.
Ooh, you found it. Finally found it at GameStop.
Yeah, after everyone else kept finding it.
All right.
first.
Nice.
I got a good enough mic thing for now because I had to quickly improvise. All right, so since you're doing that, thank you for watching this episode. Will Brixmas ever show up on time? Will JJ not be mad and start dropping 5 cuss words in one stream? Holy shit! Will B not bring up a belly button? Will Dreamer Girl ever go back to murder genre? We'll never know. Will Rob not be a minicon? Will the Savage survive next week again? Will Beastie be able to withstand hurting someone? Find out on episode 123 of the Scrapyard.
making our perfect game. You better show up for this one.
Okay.
Oh no, that's all.
Okay.
That's all we got. Lady Brixmas just said, okay.
And next week's
Please,
scrap
please don't
battle.
hurt me, man.
Next week's scrap battle.
Will be who?
Godzilla versus
What is it?
Spider-Man.
What is it? What is it? It's Spooderman.
Godzilla versus Cthulhu 2.
Spooderman versus Spider-Man.
Seriously, do the bit. Do the bit.
Godzilla versus the belly button.
Briggs, do the bit.
What bit?
A new challenger?
Oh! A new challenger approaches!
Blade versus Celine.
Who's Celine?
Oh God.
By the way,
For those who are wondering, has anybody seen the movie Underworld?
Yes, and it sucks. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Actually, I've
kidding.
seen bits and pieces of
I'm
it.
just kidding. Leave me alone.
I've seen
Keep
at least
having to
one of them.
change the amount he's gonna have to hit you, Brick. Stop it.
Celine. Oh.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen at least one of the
Okay.
movies.
She's a vampire. Okay. Or death dealer. She's a death dealer.
So with that being stated, I hope you guys are excited for next week. I personally am. That's going to be a fun one, and I'm probably going to piss off a lot of people with who I'm going to be giving the win to. So with that said, I've been BC.
The Savage Prime.
It's the fucking minicon.
Wow,
Dreamer
you
girl.
fixing right now?
Blaming please.
JJ.
Yeah, I was looking right. Dude. Dude.
Say the thing.
I've been JJ.
Your mic is off.
And I've been Briximus Prime.
I feel like you did that one on purpose.
Stop it.
No, actually, I actually didn't. I accidentally left it muted because I had to cough, and I didn't want to cough into the mic, and so I forgot to turn it back on.
Okay. We will catch you guys next week.
Peace.